I saw it when I walked, boy.
Hey, folks, Quillican here, and welcome to our Wednesday live stream where we are playing some more Disco Elysium. I want to remind people there's going to be a bonus stream tomorrow. We're going to be watching... Amplitude Studios is going to be announcing a new game tomorrow, apparently. They've got a live stream going on. We have a sponsored stream where we're going to be watching that announcement. They're the company behind Endless Space, Endless Legend, Humankind, a few other things. After we watch the announcement, we are going to be playing some Endless Legend on the stream as well. That starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so 30 minutes before now is what it is. As usual, we'll try to have the next stream, and over on the YubTubs, I'll try to get a scheduled live stream up as well so people can catch that. Very excited. They make some great stuff. But here, we're going to play some Disco Elysium. Now, at some point, you got to finish this game so I can get out of this outfit. Oh my god, wearing this every single day, nonstop, even when I'm going to sleep. Awkward. Sencha's looking at me funny, you know? Jeez. Cheers, everyone. Got to get in the right headspace. And by that I mean, I brewed some decaffeinated English breakfast tea. Delicious stuff. Bracing, you know? Bracing! Gotta get the full mood going on. Alrighty. You still need to try Endless Space too. Yeah, we never gave the Endless Space games enough love. We dabbled with it a little bit. I think it had potential. I think just busy with lots of other things at the time. You know how it is. Humankind I enjoyed quite a lot. Of course, it helped that they literally put me in the game as a character and got me to do voice acting for a couple of days for it. That was fun. Yeah. It's actually still too hot to drink. Like, I feel like, you know, when you're like sipping whiskey, ooh, it's just too hot right now. Too hot. I should have made it like a half hour ago. Would have sold the experience a lot more. Anywho, I believe what we're doing, I think that we had a little bit more of a conversation thread to pursue with this person. And then what I want to do is I want to go talk to this feller over here, the scab leader. And then we're going to wake our way up to the stairs. We're going to check that cabinet again. And then we've got to talk to Evrart about the fact that we checked that room and there was no one in it. That's my current immediate plan. Nice little direction to do. So I think that's what we're going to start with. Kablam!
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
I mean, probably. That is fairly likely, actually. Artaxura, we just started the stream today, but this is the 8th stream. Said something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen?
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter.
Yeah, looking for drugs in the trucks.
Royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
What's a carter?
Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches. Before machines.
And that's a privilege.
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
Hey, Andrew. No, I appreciate it. I understand. That's one of the issues. One of the reasons I haven't done that many story-driven games in the past is because, you know, spoilers and things like that, right? Hey, this game has been out for a while, but it's totally understandable that not everyone's played it. And if watching the first couple of streams of something convinced you that it's something you want to play, it does put us in an awkward situation if you don't want to keep watching. But I get it. It's groovy. There's a bunch more Stellaris coming to the channel. I'm trying to wrap it up fairly soon because I might be really busy with another strategy game for the next 1,000 years. So, you know, we're hoping to get it out of the way. So you're in a carter's guild?
Goddamn right.
You're some sort of carting agent or an agent carter?
In the name of profit. But when they try to replace us, they'll regret it. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice and no laughing matter.
Alright, we're done for now. Alright, so there wasn't much more. There's still this door. It's weird that it's lit up and we can't interact with it. I suspect this may link to some more things. Yeah, I'm going to talk to this guy again. We're going to make a pass through here, see if there's any other talkables, because we are sort of doing this drug hunt as is. This scene is really loud. I do have the music back on again. Not that we've noticed yet. It hasn't kicked in. I was like, I'll fight with YouTube. It's worth it for having the music on. Hey, that guy's doing an Elon gesture.
Work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Hey, I wasn't done asking questions.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
We'll see. It's up to you. It's up to you about how much of your time I'm going to waste. I encourage you to be forthright with me.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
All right, what exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you are unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Did we not do this? I don't know. Apparently we didn't. Head measurer. Like, I'm not going to be confused about head measurer at this point. I know who he is. I'm not going to encourage them to storm in. Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went on, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Alright. I guess that's that then. There's nothing there. There's still stuff up there. I'm gonna check on this door again. Maybe there's some updates. Maybe I should equip a crowbar, although I probably had a crowbar in hand last time I was here.
A lorry stuck.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me try looking in the window again.
The windows are clear. They've been recently
We might have got a
washed.
new thought.
You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Like, if we have new stats than last time, some new thought might creep in.
Fumes of heavy
Like
fuel
perception?
oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue.
Yeah. So, no, we've seen this. All right. What else we got? There's all these lorries. Hang on. If I turn on detective mode, does that mean I don't have to hold tab all the time? Is that all it is? Like, can you just save my finger ever so slightly of some effort? Oh, I think it just highlights when you're very close, doesn't it? Interactable objects and characters in the game automatically highlighted with a light border when the player approaches them. Okay, so it's not actually going to save me from tab. But every now and again, it might cause me to notice something new. So, there's this lady who we haven't had any luck
The
speaking
woman
with.
still
Oh.
has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands.
Okay.
In the background, the radio plays.
So we originally talked to her and Kim was like, don't bother her. We went back and talked to her when we didn't have Kim and we didn't seem to have any new actions. We do have one over here now. Maybe it's related to drug thing. And Kim, I'm sorry that we're going to bother this delicate lady here, but we do have to investigate some stuff. So snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Fine, I'll snap my fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. I have magic fingers.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Who are you? I was hoping you could tell me that. Are you all right, ma'am? You're out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Like, yeah, it's like 51 or something. Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
When else would you be then?
Back in Mefka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Nice, even I want him.
This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later.
Not that I'm picky.
Feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
This is a really interesting accent that's being put on here because I think you could get the effect of this accent could be gotten with a much lighter weight emphasis. Think about what Wanda's accent is supposed to be, right? Wanda's Mountain Maximoff in the MCU type of thing. When she puts on the accent, it's just a couple of hints here and there to read to the audience as foreign. But here, that's like, there's more to that, because it's like, there's little Z sounds that sneak in here and there that really, to me, truly sell the I don't know if we're speaking English or not in this game. I don't know what the name of the common tongue in this particular scenario is, what we're speaking. We may be speaking French for all I know. But it really sells like the French as a second language, or whatever it is.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. I love this mentality here. Someone, are those not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
The way she said difference over there. You know, everything's sort of... She's also stoned and slurring her words. That is part of it. Yeah, that's true.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
In games, just like in cartoons and stuff like that, a lot of times voice actors voice multiple characters. And for all I know, this is the same person who voices like freaking Kim, you know? It's like, it's so disguised.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out.
Is the character's only actor?
The posters
Actor's
were
only character?
20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow and she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
Methk. Because part of it with Mesk, I was like, oh, is it supposed to be sort of, is it supposed to be their equivalent in its world to something like Mexico or something like that? But with the Methk, makes me think that's more of like a Basque or Castilian kind of accent, you know, like Ibiza kind of thing.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Really? A petrol-obsessed nation with a sudden tilt to the far right? Bizarre. Anyway, I have some other questions for you.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do.
Yeah, not now, game. She settles back against her railing of the motor lorry behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks lined the dashboard. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous
It
if
would
I
be
was?
wonderful. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
You don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but what if the cargo's contraband? You're liable.
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos's bad hand, strangled 300 people.
Wow.
What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
What I don't really understand is this whole boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
It's like... I mean, there's so many examples of like pieces of media and stuff like that where like someone says they want to watch something or read something, and they're like, no, hold on. You need these 10 other movies of backstory first to be able to properly appreciate this one. Which is, I mean, I've been there and I've made those sales, like, I get it.
A boyadero, boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. People like Manana at the gates have turned it into an ideology of sorts.
Now, it's quite clear that the world we're in does not share the geography of our world. Some of the ways they've described where things are and things like that, it's clear that they didn't just like take the map of the current world and change some labels and stuff. Things are physically positioned elsewhere. But you certainly get the sense of Mesk as probably being like Mexico and maybe some overlap with like, you know, Texas or whatever, this cowboy culture. On the Western Plain. Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero.
Thanks,
He
Boop.
promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
For those of you who missed it, this is tea. But we're using it to get into the spirit of things. Ah, the spirit! Yeah. And they live happily ever after, right? Right? Grandma? Right?
Don't be stupid. The boyadero returns from the
Or it does feel a little like Argentina and Brazil. You're actually kind of, yeah.
As he and his beloved
Yeah.
are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
Or just a mishmash of all those things. Now he and his beloved are walking out of the river. She pleads with him to give up his riding, settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws
Jesus
her
Christ.
body in the Margaret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought it was going.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon
Kimchi.
to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
No spoilers, but for those of you who've watched Blue Eye Samurai, this reminds me a little of the play that they watch in there. You know what I mean?
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
You seem. Let's build up to the drug question. Before I came, you seemed very away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
No. We have police questions to ask.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
What did Kim know?
You hear that, Loma?
He's only a competent cop.
I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your
pretty
frail
disconnected.
mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Yeah, should you drive a lorry if you get like that? You know, sort of space out?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
Opens her eyes again, shudders. I'm somewhat of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Listen, lady.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
So you seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Really? So where can I get a hands on an experience like that?
If you don't know,
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Let's try it. Evrart sent me.
who the fuck is Evrart?
The union boss?
Ah, and what do I care about the union boss? He's no Gabriel. He's no Franco Negro. He's not even Hermenegildo the Hound.
All right, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Yeah, but you said earlier you don't know what car you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
All right, if you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
All right.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yeah, I got XP. It's great. All right, thanks.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Right, so this was dead-endy.
Hey, Quill, pay attention. There's a new subscriber.
The skinny guy who's a poet was this guy here, huh? Didn't we just talk to him, though? Let's see if there's anything different here, because we haven't uncovered stuff, but I suspect not really.
An old money.
No. Okay. I mean, it's him or Manana. We'll just check again over here one more second. It's entirely possible new conversation is open, but we did talk to him on our way in here.
Make way for the mess.
No. Okay.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
That Weaves I visited. Turned out he had one hell of a colonial mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, his mug collection certainly represented antiquated social values.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work.
Alright. Oh, right. It's, Siileng, the other vendor. Hold on, you're right. The racist guy gave us a clue, or lead that I forgot about. And maybe that lady can see this guy. Maybe this is the guy who was doing the poetry. The one selling random stuff over here. I still want to go up there because I want to check the, that cargo container, and I've got to say something to Evrart, but...
You see a
That's
Sudbury
Siileng. Okay.
street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming
I'm going to bust you, and I'm going to take those shoes with me.
The name Siileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Is it me? Am I cool?
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool.
You too, buddy!
Bang, bang, bang!
Bang, 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 bang! Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes! You got style. You got personal
I mean, I got blue
style.
jeans, a white blazer.
You know what you like.
I'm great right now. My mesh shirt.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Feels like we should have had this conversation with him the first time. We have talked to him before. We've definitely come here and bought this. That didn't get reverted.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Persuade him to give you money. Fuck it. Let's just start with that. Maybe I only clicked on everything else and not him? Okay, that's possible. Hey, you know, I'd love to buy things from you, but I don't have any money. If you give me money, I will buy things from you.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
You want your money now? No, I'm not robbing you.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I don't know. It's just the only thing I could come up with in my head to ask you. I need money somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
Where are you from, Siileng?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All reversal.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds really colonial-minded.
Colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say you're from Seaguy?
Very cool.
So cool.
I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
But isn't it only a shithole because of Revachol? I'm assuming, and colonialism?
If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know? Whatever's good for business is good for me.
All right, so I'm going to continue to be super subtle. So, Siileng, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
My life's already ruined, so it doesn't matter.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Listen, I think we're just going to have to admit it to Siileng, if not to ourselves yet. I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
Of course not.
Sir, it appears to be true.
Whoa,
No
perception
drugs
also
inside.
stirs me?
Not in
I guess
the
drama
box of
sires me.
sunglasses or under the speakers.
Actually don't like drugs. No, we're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all.
Now do too, it's
But,
funny. I probably should have.
I am not
You're right.
a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are a lorryman. Another driver's identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I mean, I believe that to be literally true.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
But also,
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
okay, I'm going to turn hard cop now. Stop squirming! What do you know about the drug operation in the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
The cool crowd?
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd.
Ah.
It was that crowd.
Do I think I'm going to keep leaning into, like, the tough cop, the bad cop right now. Just for a microsecond. Harry's trying it on for size. Just like he changes his clothes. You waste my time. Tell me who the fuck is transporting the drugs here.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
And then, like, let's keep him completely off balance. Let's switch tracks. We're buddies, Siileng. Help us out. No one will know it was you. Just... Carrie's inconsistency is what is most consistent about him.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now?
Have we used drugs
I
today?
really want us to be cool.
We haven't used drugs this stream, but we have used it on this day. The pyro's worn off, but yeah.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out, strange?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
Okay, we're cool now. Are we, though?
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
I think you should give me something for the hard time you've given me.
No need to dress.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Just tell him what you want.
I want your money.
Okay.
All right.
But why, officer?
This time because I'm corrupt. I don't really remember how it works, though. Being corrupt, I mean.
Ah, yes. Lots of cops are.
Are you trying to ask for...
Sorry, detective.
I'll look around. The mystery jam. Find out who's a lady driver and what's her story. I mean, we can go back to the old lady again. I don't think there was much here. And again, we can still lower this bridge. But I'm worried that'll let the drug dealer get away. We'll double check the old lady one more time. I mean, maybe I could, maybe you know, like, hey, is there a lady driver around?
Make way for the
Oh, there we go.
poet.
Big brain moment. I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
Why, do you know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part. Not trickery. It's true. We would of course lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
I agree. And apparently we're being slightly hard-ass cop today. Who's this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
What's she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
I mean, it might be that lady we met at the very beginning when we first left the thing.
What color?
I gotta go talk to, like, guard or something about the roof access or some shit. There's gotta be something.
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here.
Or she blonde?
Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Right, that's true. When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
We have tried to look at the footprints at the lynching a few times. I can't remember if we succeeded at it or not. We could take another glance.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
Yeah, sure.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her.
Ooh.
That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, it's just a few questions. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well...
Hey, Quill, pay attention. There's a new subscriber.
It looks like it did now.
King Coil?
But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on, her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
The gray-haired woman. Maybe she knows something.
She doesn't seem to know much, but okay.
Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out.
Is he a competing drug dealer?
Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
So you're alright with others ratting her out. You just don't want your hands dirty.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Man, Harry might do that for all kinds of different reasons.
Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Well, here's the thing. In the past, we've actually had a pretty good relationship with Tommy, but today, apparently, I'm being hard cop. She's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
I was yesterday, not today. Something breaks in him as he stares in your eyes.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends.
Tommy, this just happened on the wrong day. I'm sorry, Tommy. If this were another day, it would have gone differently. But apparently this is just how today's going.
Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important.
Where is the lady driver?
Ask.
Here.
He takes a keyring from his pocket, then looks at it before giving it to you in silence.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
Damn.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
Jeepers! I have the volume nice and high so I can hear the game dialogue. And that comes through really loud. Thank you very much, Fish Sticks. Oh, Fish Sticks says, hey, it's my 43rd birthday today. I can't share cake with the chat, but a little puts in is the list they can do. Well, happy birthday, Fish Sticks. Apparently you're doing a Hobbit birthday where you're giving other people gifts. Thank you. I hope you have a good one. Quill breaking his friends. I know, I'm sorry. Pyros wore off and Harry's all grumpy now. Maybe that's the explanation. Oh, yeah. How often this food is a jump scare. It just seems to hit at exactly the right time. Oh, that's going to be nice. You know what's going to be great about it? And I know it's going to come in like half hour or so. I should set a timer. So it'll come during the stream, and I might have a bite on the stream. But the perfect thing is, A Kiss for Luck should be streaming more of this herself as well, right after me. And I'm eager to watch, and I'll have something to eat while I watch. It's perfect. Okay, when did she leave last Friday? Anything else? Like where she is now?
No. I don't know.
I believe that. And why did you have the keys?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise...
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
Listen, I am still sorry, cop. I am sorry I had to do this.
I bet you are.
I kind of am. I feel like the bad cop is just like draining out of me right now.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person. His last line, his revenge on the world.
One more thing about something else.
Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something. Help someone.
I mean, we're not going to just arrest someone for dealing drugs, are we? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on scope. Okay. With the green thing, is it that front one? Seem to recall it being kind of greenish. And it explains the interactable door. Oh, nope. Right here. Hello!
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
I'm gonna try to peek in the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and 2 steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
May as well try the door handle first.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
All right, let's unlock the door with the key.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just
open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls.
Oh yeah, it's true. Only ingredients for drugs. That's right.
And a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the bed.
Does she have a crowbar +1?
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Let's work our way from top to bottom. Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long forgotten.
Can we steal one for the old lady?
From the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of ambrette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's ambrette? Is it like a perfume fragrance made from amber? Because I know amber can be an ingredient in perfume. Stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably Grenade No. 5.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded
Loving the role-playing this run, lower accurate disaster, Harry? Yeah.
Across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
So Quinn says, in quotes, ambrette, an aromatic medicinal plant, musk mallow, which is native to India and used particularly in Ayurvedic medicine. Oh, cool. So nothing to do with amber. What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera.
Yeah, enough of the posters. This is depressing.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Let's examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Interesting.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would someone need so many radio stations? If they travel a lot, they'd have to have lots of different stations.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen.
Or that. Oh.
This is all
that kind of radio.
UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else is here?
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat
Well, let's check the pedals for some reason.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Interesting. Just for a little extra friction?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver had glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Fish Sticks, hey, thanks for sending a gift sub to Abelard.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But there's something.
All right, it's time to peel the cover on the passenger seat.
Voila. A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol, Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded in neat squares. Fold open the topmost map. I wonder if there's going to be like X's marked for like stash houses or something.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all.
I mean, it's their job.
There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mess of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
In there. Where does the road lead?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of
We've
stores
noticed the sewers.
beneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent.
It's not a video game if there's not a sewer level, right?
No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What is that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Being gaslighted. Look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Smugglers have infiltrated the motor tract.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the map with furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti, that sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Sounds dangerous.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
All right, return the stack of papers under the seat.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
Yeah, after I get my fingerprints on everything.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
All right, pull out the pull-out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat.
Oh.
It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unexpected. Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Peri-Ferik from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
The ULAN frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
I was expecting something more specific out of this.
You close the rusty old lorry door.
But we do have some, like, mostly the maps give us some good info.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? before we return to Joyce?
Of course. Always for you, Kim.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
That's true.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info.
And what about the movie posters? I'm sure they're central to this case.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
How do you think it's connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrart Claire...
No, it's pronounced Evrart.
Something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Okay. We could go to Joyce immediately. It would be a shorter walk, but I'm really curious about poking that container. I don't know if it makes more sense to go talk to Evrart before or after Joyce, but I think I'm going to head this way regardless. Oh, new perception check. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings in the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. Alright. No, Decibel, I've not crossed the water lock yet. It is day 3. I think it is available to us, but we have not, as of yet, done it. I'd wanted to finish investigating the drug thing here before I did. Because I didn't think it was going to happen, but there was some implication of like, oh, when the lock is open, maybe that lorry will be able to drive away or something. I didn't think it was going to happen, but like, let's just make sure. Now...
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has...
Rhetoric. Rhetoric is an intellect-based thing. If we go and have ourselves a dart, then we'll have +1 intellect. We'll hurt our health some more. That's fine. Wait, how do I... It's in this hand, right? It's not a use. Button is a little hard to light up, but it was a second ago. There's one light spot. I'm trying to click when it's on. We were having that problem before. Re-equip, it's a known bug. Okay, maybe because I had something in the slot already. So first of all, yeah, that's okay. That's the empty hand. That's a cigarette pack. All right. Although it still has... Can I just hit 3? No, that's the uses. There it is. Finally click spot. Okay. Intellect raised. I'm gonna take 1 health kit here. Let's give this a go.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened.
Corey's about to arrive.
Last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
All right. We've had some pretty bad luck with our rolls, but it's going to change. Erratic yet thorough. That describes us exactly.
And as it's always been,
Snake eyes.
it's impossible
We would have failed no matter
to
what.
contain her with rhetoric.
All right. Well, we're here. We may as well talk to the fart. Oh, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Buck 10? Hell yes! If you ask me to sit down in the chair again, I kind of want to do it just as a power move, you know?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Uh-huh. Listen, I opened the door you asked. Can you discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question.
70?
You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying. There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs. What do I care?
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Evrart's Rainbow Coalition.
Uh-huh. I still don't like you.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Well, okay. I don't know if I'm going to believe a single word this guy says, but for the sake of argument, the mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hangman's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me.
He reminds me a bit, and it can't possibly be this actor. It doesn't. Are they here? I think they're here. I think I got to step off for a second, check the door. He reminds me a little bit of the guy, the replacement boss in the IT crowd, or the guy who does the voice of the robots in like the Fallout TV show and things like that. It's not him, but there's that a slight hint of that, especially right over here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and check the door for food. Well, despite 2 text messages that it was almost here, it is not yet here, but I got a cinch on the case. She'll take care of it. Still don't like this guy. Yeah, Mr. Evrart helping me find my gun.
I have so much confidence.
Your dialogue here is very different, yeah.
I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Despite the chaos that our Harry sometimes inflicts and does, I still feel like this is probably one of like the most straightforward runs of this game that people do. Like, I feel like we're actually so grounded. I'll definitely have to go and do some nutty runs after this on my own. God, it's a great game.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
No, you're a sweetheart, aren't you?
Oddly, it seems to be true.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this.
Okay.
But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
He imitates bashing something with an imaginary baton. Greatest technique, you'd make a great sergeant. More police work than what? You know what? Great technique. You'd make a great sergeant.
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Listen, the problem, Kim, is that there's no sarcasm tag in this game, and there really needs to be one.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's right, I'm a police. You said the lynching and the strike are related. How?
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
What do you mean?
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
I think our lore, Mr. Pietro, should be that Harry is actually super sarcastic, but he can't get the sarcasm to like be enunciated properly. The way he says the lines doesn't capture the sarcasm. So people keep thinking he's being legit, you know, and stupid and all these things, but he's just so sarcastic.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Sadamoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Sounds like a reference to some of the fruit company shenanigans that went down in Central America.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have an elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical.
Again, the sarcasm just doesn't translate.
The mercs and their
So they think he's stupid.
are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they moved the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
That sounds fun.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando.
Yes, it's the Columbo approach. Hardened commando.
One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little
Yeesh.
rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is
He's ignoring the
these
lieutenant.
dock workers are not pushovers.
Well, that's quite obvious. It would be hard to push you over.
We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood is on this? Again, I think I made this reference to something earlier in this. There's a story about the small town somewhere where there's like this town bully. And he was like ultimately like shot in the middle of the day, like with like 40 witnesses around, and no one in the entire town claims they saw a goddamn thing. This guy was a real piece of trash, and I don't remember his name to Google it, but if you kind of vaguely Google something like that, you'll find this real story. So wait, the whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough
Ken
guys,
McElroy.
all ready to spring
That
into
sounds right.
action for their home base.
Yeah. Yeah, he was indicted 21 times, escaped conviction every time. And yeah, shot and killed in broad daylight. As he was sat with his wife in his pickup truck, he was struck by bullets from at least 2 different firearms. 2 different firearms! In front of a crowd of people estimated as numbering between 30 and 46. Despite the many witnesses, no one came forward to say who shot him. To date, no one has been charged in connection with McElroy's death. He was a terrible, terrible person. You don't snitch. Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
The people
Making sure
maybe at the hostel?
everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
Sounds very organized.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Uh-huh.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Again, very organized.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardie,
we met.
leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
So he just admitted it to you, huh? He's not competing, maybe, for leadership of the union or something like that?
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Lawyer girl.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
Since we're being so honest with each other, Evrart, there was a bullet in the hangman's head.
So they shot him?
He sounds pleasantly surprised.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
Unless they're taking credit for something someone else did. And they themselves don't know the truth about the shooting. Now that would be an interesting plot twist.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
Damn it, drama, I'm counting on you.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
Listen. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people.
It fits.
That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
Hello? Hello? Okay, we'll be right there. Apparently the food's here. I'll be right back. Alright, we got the food. It's here. I love answering the door like this. I don't feel weird at all. Zero awkwardness.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
That does sound quite unlikely.
Uh-huh.
Yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
He is very big and wearing improperly sized clothing and all those things. I did refer to him like immediately upon meeting him, as he seemed like he was an agent provocateur, right? Let's have one bite of this and I'm going to put it away. Focus on the game. Oh, gotta get it while the cheese is all hot and melty, though. You know, with food like this, it's a good thing we have socialized healthcare. Because otherwise, man, we'd be in a rough place. All right.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
Oh. Evrart isn't scared of these guys being here? Oh, you mentioned the lawyer girl, I'm assuming Elizabeth.
Oh, Liz is a bright one.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Honestly, I like her a lot. Tell me about Titus Hardie and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
I feel like there's a power struggle in play here.
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
It does sound like me.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
Listen, I met these Hardies. Can you ask them to cooperate with me? Please, sir.
But of course. It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You're being so weirdly helpful, which makes me doubt you even more.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Okay,
Also,
this is very
Harry,
productive.
Here's 5 real.
Why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I mean, we know we're going to take it, right? We know we're going to take it. We're a sad sack.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
I'm going to take the money. Totally taking this money.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
It's free money. What am I going to do? Turn it down? I got to pay rent. God damn.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions?
Good talk. Let's conclude
Was
for
it
now.
a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike.
Ah.
I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
I got like 20 points in communist. What are you talking about, my dude?
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Oh, I'm going to show you the left. Yeah, what is that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. There it is.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
Uh-huh.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Uh-huh. Where's this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry. Across the canal.
We haven't gone there
There's
yet.
a cul-de-sac there. A little village, they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Uh-huh.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
And what will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Yeah, how do you know they won't end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
Watch him just be completely 100% legit, and it's just because of the way he talks that everything he says sounds so sketchy.
We're gonna build a youth center there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
Uh-huh.
He means it.
He means it? Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
That's true.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
Why is it my call, Kim? Why are you letting me lead this?
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Uh-huh.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
Fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them. It seems exactly like what we do based on everything we've done.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
He hands you an open white envelope. Oh, it's open, we can look.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now.
That's true.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Listen, I've told the union's involved in some local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy.
It is impossible to tell with this guy. No comment.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Listen, I have actually finished investigating the local drug trade.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him. Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Listen, I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along.
She's swell.
One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation
Isn't it, though?
Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get the body down. And I'm helping you find your gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
He's helping me find my gun.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
Yeah, what happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Are you sure? I find it a little odd.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry.
He's just a nice guy!
I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
You can always trust someone who announces that they are a nice guy. Those are always super trustworthy. I did mention to Joyce that I met you.
It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, great.
You cannot but notice the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversations is actually pleasing, Evrart.
Sounds like you want me to tell her about our conversations.
No, Harry. I'm perfectly neutral and 100% for transparency. I know people say a lot of bad things about the Debarders Union, but we are actually squeaky clean.
Yes, he really doesn't seem to mind. Sure, he thinks. It's about transparency.
I mean, Joyce seemed to think the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Uh-huh.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
Uh-huh. I can tell you're someone with a big heart. Enlarged, even.
That much is true. His heart truly is in it, though you wouldn't think so by looking at him. This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
He's gonna turn out to be a completely legit guy. Which would be the funniest twist. Evrart, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her.
Yes. Low-balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
The only bad thing he did is make me sit in a very uncomfortable chair.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would.
He bribed you twice. No, he gave me a gift twice. He's nice.
Discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
Honestly, I'm starting to wonder.
Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun.
He's helping me find my lost gun.
Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell.
Double morale here when I was already full.
Isn't it? It was nice
What's
to
conceptualization?
about her right now.
It is interesting to tell people things. Go with a few details of the murder.
Most certainly,
No, we
Harry.
saw
By
that.
all
Okay.
means, Harry.
All right, we're done.
See you soon, Debarder. Just kidding, but not too much.
Huh. The white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Evrart Clare. Inside are some legal documents with 2 names printed on them. Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required. I'm going to open this right in front of him.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Kim, what do you think of this? Oh no, I got a -1 cool cubic pyrite. Here, let me roll this now in case there's a modifier after I talk to Kim. because then it'll reset it and give us another roll. Try to find a loophole in the deal.
There is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Wait, what are the ramifications of this?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Look, Kim, point to the photocopy. These people are going to have to move away. Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it.
And frowns, he reads over the document again.
Evrart probably has eyes on us. But
He's literally right in front of me!
to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Forgery! Kim!
However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrart won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village.
Timothy!
We can try forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
Alright, I'm gonna put the documents back in the envelope. I have 2 skill points. Alright, listen. I'm offended at the fact that we were called not a real socialist. We're going to internalize the thought of the suicide of Krasmazov. We're going to learn more about communism. So I'm going to unlock this slot. And I'm going to internalize this. The suicide. I wonder if this runs overnight. And yeah, you can't internalize more than one thought at the same time. Now, do I want to do... Oh yeah, we have to do the jamais vu. Jamais vu. But... Yeah, you can do multiple. We have done multiple. Get the signatures. Anything new with Leo?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Keep the grief and shortest. No. Had some questions for you if that's not too much trouble.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What's that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
I can take it for you.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up, who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook.
Ah.
He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Something's off about this borscht. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Love you, Leo. You're the best. Okay. So I was considering, like, for this door, we could put a point into rhetoric so we get the reroll again, but hopefully it'll come up again. I think I do want to go and internalize the jamais vu, which is, like, I've been reminded time and time again. It's one of the most important of all thoughts, apparently. So I'm going to unlock this, and I'm going to internalize this at the same time. Let's see what's so important about this. It's probably going to kill me. This is...
You're back before the...
This way. if now's the time to check that window. Hey, is it you who deals with the borscht stuff?
What are wondering, man?
Okay, nothing to say. All right. Just didn't know if there was any extra info there.
Again, you find yourself looking at that
Not
big
time yet.
window.
Listen,
Can I help you?
another thing of the
Another
whirling.
thing. Great. I love those.
So the phone line's dead?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Is it true there was foul play?
Who told you that?
Lena. I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable. I mean, Lena's such a sweetie. I'm not going to do that.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related.
Oh yeah, I
Plenty
could talk to
of
Titus as well.
arseholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill.
Really want to know about this blue door.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, or some boring storage space with a
this
bunch
might be
of
new.
old junk and dust.
We might not have had the skills before.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
See? I think you would like to know what's behind there.
So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so yes?
I might pay the bill. Hold on. I might wait a bit before I pay the bill. Huh.
Looks like the circus left town.
Yeah.
But the clowns
Circus
are
clowns.
still here.
Mm-hmm. Guess what? I've come upon something incriminating.
Incriminating? Now that's a big boy word.
I've spoken to the dead man, a bizarre occult vision. See, I'm gonna have to do another one where I just lean into that shit. Listen, first, I spoke to Evrart.
Evrart?
Yeah, him.
And what did he tell you? That we killed him?
Told me you took the blame for
Cargo
it.
belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him.
I mean, not as such, but...
Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he
didn't do it
well.
Ah, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Yeah, game over. We won.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
We could still just arrest them all, right? So you murdered him just like that. No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this?
I'm out of teeth. Annoying.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
So who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardie boy without arresting all Hardie boys.
So we will.
Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
I mean, part of me thinks I might still be a super cop.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Don't let her lead the conversation. But seriously, who calls the shots around here? Titus.
Who do you fucking think does?
Honestly, I think she does. She seems the most put together.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardie Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardie Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
Uh-huh.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
This is going to be the big question here, this 5, but I'm waiting for it. When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Cool, and how long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By
Never
the Pines
happy.
cow, you mean Joyce Messier? A representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
Thanks for the exposition, Kim.
No.
Kim's position.
I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Okay, well, just in case, I'm going to skip to, how did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
It was super obvious and wrong.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
We...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Look,
we're good cops.
Play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, you hung him, huh?
Yeah. I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
Like, I mean, I know it's not our reality, in our world, but in what universe is this sort of thing not just making them all culpable as a group? This isn't an I am Spartacus moment exactly. This is a, okay, you're all complicit and going down for the exact same murder. It's not, we don't like dilute it. But it's a different reality, who knows? And, you know, physically arresting everyone would obviously be quite tricky here, but honestly, physically arresting just Titus would be quite tricky because everyone else is still here regardless. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if they're spreading it out. Even if Titus said, I and only I am the guilty person, it doesn't matter whether it's 1 or 7. We have exactly the same problem when it comes to arresting someone.
That's right, lawman. And then we hang the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Red check cannot be retried. Okay. Yeah, and Mr. Tats, what did you just knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
So exactly the opposite of Alan, huh?
He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
And where does all this action take place?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar, asking for it.
Well, I guess we're going to take the roll now. Composure is linked to what? That's one of these down here, isn't it? Why can't I see it? Composure, motorics. Yeah, we don't have a medicine for that. Not that we can change our inventory right now anyway, but if it was intelligence, we could have a cigarette here. All right, we're going to try it. 58% of the time, it works every time. Things aren't quite right here, are they?
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
I guess first tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time
he's more uncly.
Questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but No change there.
Alan and Shanky are solid.
Him neither.
And you
mostly keeps to his tomato juice. Or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking under the pressure? Bad Angus. No voice for this one? This one. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. Hey, you! Turn to the big guy. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks were peeking out from under his worn woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Yeah, me too.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
He doesn't?
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Not yet, huh?
Like what, copper?
Okay. Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
So he's a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
You did say that.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
All right.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How do you even know he was in Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all!
Well, that settles that.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
Okie dokie.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke.
We have to sing karaoke. When do we find the sad tape? All right. Right, but what did he actually do wrong? Well, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong? I like that.
Wrong? He harassed women, raped
What the
women,
fuck?
harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
Okay, you know what? I didn't see no murder here.
From rape to harassment to threats of
It's
violence.
an interesting point.
Why the strange de-escalation?
It's an interesting point.
He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke.
Mid-karaoke? Again, the code.
He grabbed someone.
Let's ignore the other stuff for a minute. Here. Have someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt!
Jesus Christ!
Show me your cunt! Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall.
Yeah, I might be team murder here. Is this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here.
There's a lot of things odd here.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Yeah, so who?
No. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
All right. Then I'm going to ask for one last time. Who did the dead man rape?
Titus, do not answer. You have been forthcoming enough.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too. She doesn't need more embarrassment.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment? If someone has been sexually assaulted, we need to...
What you need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough of explaining myself to you fucks. He's dead. It's done.
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to keep the situation civil, but...
It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
How does the bullet in his head factor into this? By the way, he was shot. Oh!
Huh?
We're going to change tone here.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
All right, let's do a dumb thing here. Just because I'm curious what the game's going to do as a response. So why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Yeah, why don't I?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
Honestly, you've kind of convinced me that you're maybe not in the wrong here. I'm just saying.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Yeah, fine. Let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice.
All right, so what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
Is it, though?
Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
Hey, I have an actual badge. I mean, not on me. I literally don't know where it is, but I do have a badge. And a gun, probably.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Oh, reading footprints in the yard will be easier now. That's good. We'll take another try at it. Because we keep failing at the stupid thing, apparently. Authority, godly, established authority. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Let's just try it. Can I quick save right now? Actually, because we opened up a bunch of options. Hold on. I think I can do this. And then we'll, hang on. Just because if I randomly die, I don't have to redo all this conversation, right? There you go.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns...
Yeah, clowns. Established authority. All right, stand back, everyone. You're about to see a real cop in action.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of pissed off about number one. Yeah, first you tell me someone's been raped, and then you don't say who. That's bullshit.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
You're not the law. I'm the law.
For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop breaking things in my establishment! Stop provoking those oafs! They're not going to give you anything, can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat.
This doesn't concern you, cafeteria manager. I'll use his actual title. Maybe it'll make him happy.
Of course it concerns me if you make this kind of...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar. It's embarrassing.
We are deep in Far's territory. We need to cool off and re-engage later.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Oh, can I talk to you again?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns...
Yeah, I'm not looking at chat at all. People started going off the rails in Twitch chat and having arguments. I mean, I wish I could get in there and stop some arguments, but I don't want to look at the chat.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line.
Yeah! You fuck.
Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen
Relax,
this.
Dennis.
We got some new skill
Use it.
checks.
Yeah, Dennis.
Let Dennis enjoy his...
This one,
Yeah.
Easy, fella.
too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these.
Fucking say
Yeah.
something.
So we did this before, and this gave us our first bonus to freaking the footprints, which still didn't work out. Maybe I should go look at the footprints before I talk to him again. Oh no, listen. You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Right? It is! We agree! See, we should be bros.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
I mean, he makes sense.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet
Woo!
and dangle it before their very eyes.
Then I'm gonna ask you again, why was this ta-da, in the victim's head? Bum bum bum.
Wow. He's got it in a
Who cares?
evidence bag and all.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this is gonna have any impact on these guys, but sure.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Also possible.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
Sure.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Smart.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Did you guys shoot him? I mean, I'm sure the truth is no. I'm curious what they'll say.
Shit. I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
I mean, I was also blackout drunk and lost my gun, so I get it.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Elizabeth is literally the most reasonable character in the entire city. It's too bad she doesn't like us.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
Strange reaction to bullet, still only 3%. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go and look at the footprints probably right now, but let's do this first. I already told you, I spoke to Evrart, and he said you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mom.
I did.
And now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Uh-huh.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
I would never tell on someone. It's not like I'm some sort of cop or something.
I would, though.
Him! An absolute fucking star you are! I would, though, he says, as casually commenting on the weather. I'm so happy I picked that option.
Typical Bino Claude. Always a tattletale. Evrart sent word you two would be around again. That's the only reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
But having Evrart back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
God, we now have a full +3! Well, and then the -1. There's still only a 3% chance of getting it. Like, we're never going to establish authority. If I click on this, just out of curiosity... No, okay.
About fucking time.
Well, it's a white check. I guess, actually, I should have tried it. Oh, I did try it immediately. Because every time we get a modifier, we can try it again and see what happens. Let's go.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
So close. All right. I'm the only thing keeping this town from going to hell, and you're not helping.
And what exactly is it you've been doing this so
We're saving the gun one.
Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids.
Listen, I probably did shit myself when I was drinking, but not today.
Who've done nothing wrong. All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
First of all, harassing kids on the streets, kids who've done nothing wrong. If you're talking about if Kuno, like, seriously, dude. Also, I'm not a fascist. I don't control the flow of money or trains. Or however that quote from Barbie movie goes.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. I couldn't have figured it out myself. I haven't said anything racist. I don't think, in this run.
Of course you have. You've been calling people kipped left and right, inciting race violence in my town.
Have I, or is it just making this up?
Kali said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revershaw before the economy goes to shit.
Oh, I like the number 2. I'm not racist. My best friend is a whatever, you know? I can't remember what he is in this game. Wow. There's no race rally. It's a marble rally. I'm a big fan of them.
Sure there is. Kali said they're bulk purchasing confetti. Ribbons, too. And loudspeakers. And fireworks. Kali works at the carnival shop, you see?
Uh-huh.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny. There'll be no race rally in my town.
See, like, and this guy's anti-racist and everything? Seriously, Titus, we gotta be bro. I want to join the union. Can I quit my job as a cop and join the union?
What happened? We got absolutely wiped. Let's go before it gets worse.
What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It'll make you look awful.
Okay, I'll try not to set up a race rally. Accidentally.
Come on, just ask questions.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, I'm just gonna check the window one time real quick, and then I'm gonna go outside and check the footprints.
Again, you find yourself looking at that.
Still -12. So yeah, it might be. For some reason, I thought it might have been time of day because I didn't remember the -12 the first time we checked, but maybe it was always there. And I thought it wasn't there, and it's a time of day thing. But yeah, maybe it's just a game development, like story development kind of thing. I can't remember what skill is required for this. We don't have to commit to the role. We could change our clothes or something.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Okay, hold on a second. Visual calculus. I think we've got... No, I don't remember. Was it the lame glasses? Yes. I don't like that it reduces my drama. We'll have to swap back in a second.
There are several footprints in the mud.
All right.
Left by work.
92%.
Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked. Wow. Still not doing it. You're bad at this.
We're literally never going to figure this out. Is this the, like, you failed too many times, and now we're giving you a way through it? This seems really important. Tracks on the scene, and I can't read them at all, Lieutenant.
Don't beat yourself down. Neither can I. We'll have another look later.
Jesus Christ. All right, maybe next time I level up, I'll put a point in visual calculus just to, like, reopen this reroll. I mean, we don't need more bonuses to the roll. We just need to not roll snake eyes. Out of all the... I want to know statistically. We'd have to go back in the video and see what all our odds were every time. But statistically, to have failed this many times in a row has got to be... Like, we're getting full anti-streamer luck here. That's insane. Yeah, let's go talk to the cook. Prove your authority to Titus. Oh. I mean, I can get a little bit of an authority boost by swapping out my glasses. The drama glasses I'm wearing have the authority penalty. Just gonna talk to Garp one more time here. Actually, I'm gonna talk to the kitchen guy. Not that he speaks my language.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leah said you're friends with Mañana. Is that true?
The mention of Mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
What's in that borscht you're making there? Points to the large pot.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Borscht? Good?
I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Mercury rising.
Borscht need more vodka?
Ooh, picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself!
Necktie, you have not made enough appearances in this game.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Sure, no, it's fine. Yes, nod and turn your fingers clockwise. Turn the vodka up.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Hey, can I have some of that?
He smiles and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
All right, I don't need anything else. Stay masculine. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. We just leveled up, and out of goddamn spite, we're gonna put a point in visual calculus, and we're gonna try this again, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. No, you know what? I'm gonna leave it as a cliffhanger. I'm gonna park myself right next to these footprints, and yeah, I think next time we play, I'm gonna put a point in visual calculus, and we'll put the boring glasses back on. Because so now our visual calculus is currently sitting at out of 4. Bonus from thought. No, we do have a negative one. Doesn't matter. Like, it's actually a really easy challenge. We're going to put a point in it to cause it to unlock, and we're going to try again, for crying out loud. But we're going to wrap it up here. That's the end of today's stream. Keep in mind, there is a bonus stream tomorrow. We are watching the Amplitude Studios' new game announcement, and then we're going to be playing some Endless Legend on the channel. Bonus stream starts at 1:30 Eastern Time. We're going to run for 2 hours then. Saturday, 4-hour stream. More of this. Saturday is going to be a big one. And we're finally going to figure out the freaking footsteps. We totally are. I know it. Probably. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to send you off to Kiss for Luck's Twitch channel, where she is currently playing this game completely blind. It is going to be her second session. She just started. Give her some love. I'm going to be in there watching her and eating my lovely, delicious poutine. Thanks for coming out, everyone. I'll see you again soon. I'll see you tomorrow.